Okay, now in the next packet, what we're trying to accomplish is we're trying to divide algebra expressions. This is very easy to do, okay? So the line means divide, okay? We know what that means. We've known that for a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'll pretend first that that's just 8 divided by 2, okay? So I actually divide the 8 by the 2, and that's 4. Then for the x, you're not going to add the powers like you do when you multiply. You're going to take 3 and you're going to minus 2. Okay, so 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, now since you got x to the first power, I want you to write that as just 4x. Okay, only if it's to the first power. Okay, if it's to any other power, you need to put the power there. But if it's to the 1 power, you just put x. I want you to get in the habit of that. Now, so the reason why you subtract is this. You don't have to draw this, just look. If you have x to the third, that's dividing x times x times x by x times x. So then when I divide one factor by the same factor, they cancel, and then there's an x remaining. So that's how it's 4x. It's 8 divided by 2. Okay, now the next one, I'm going to be dividing negative 10 by 2. I'm just going to pretend that that's a division problem with the 10. I'm going to ignore the x's for a second and just divide negative 10 by 2. Give me negative 5. Okay, now on the x, we need to take our 6 and minus the 4. So 6 minus 4 would be 2. So my answer is negative 5x to the second power. Okay, now you're like, well, what do I divide the 8 by? Well, if you don't have a number, you can put a 1 there, and then it's like 8 divided by 1. Well, we know 8 divided by 1 is 8. And then on the x, we take the 7th power and minus, subtract the 5th power. 7 minus 5 is 2. So that makes 8x to the second power. Okay, then the last problem, I have 7x to the second. And again, if we don't have a number, we can always put one there with the 1. So 7 divided by 1 is 7. Then on the x, we have a 2, and this would be a 1. Okay, so it's 2 minus 1. Now 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. Remember, if it's a 1, you just write 7 and then x with no power, because that's what a first power is. Okay, then you have 4 to do in the back. Remember what I said about if you end up with a first power. And if x doesn't have a power, it's a 1.